Howdy everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Uncivil Discourse, hosted by myself, my co-host Lee,
Hey everybody,
our guest host Jeff,
Hey, how's it going?
and our special guest star BattleBabe2 Laura.
Hello.
as we come upon a solemn occasion in the Innersphere, the date upon which the Falcon Horde descended and landed upon Sacred Terra, it's time for another MRC Virtual Tournament. All along the Innersphere, there was a worry that these harsh crusaders would crush all the wondrous freedoms enjoyed. And so, we travel to Terra in the year 3151 for our February-March Heat Tournament, and give you Falcon Heat 24.
Our friends in the MRC have asked us to do a special episode for the latest tournament that is just starting. This tournament will be played online using MegaMech version 49.15. All games must use the standard MRC Season 4 Classic Battletech rules, along with Total Warfare, standard game rules, and the following option rules. Attack Ops, backwards movement, moving up and down elevations requires a piloting skill check. Careful stand, one-arm prone firing instead of two, engine explosions, double blind, and front-loaded initiative. As well, all Battletech Master Manual special ammunition will be allowed. In addition, standard Arrow 4 ammunition will also be allowed, even though it doesn't show up in this book. This tournament will take place over the month of mid-February into March. Each player will be matched for 6 games, using group play. Individual rounds will be a group of 4, each player matched against another player in that group for each specific mission. The games will be played using MegaMech, and the end game report sent to the tournament organizer. This is a 20-player tournament.
Players are to build one list and use it for the entire tournament. The era is 3151 with a battle value of 10,000. Players are to build a force with no less than 2 and no more than 6 units with 1 command mech, quirk, or command console. Piloting and gunnery must be within 1 point of each other. So a 3-4 is okay, but a 3-5 is not. Battle mechs, omni-mechs, proto-mechs, vehicles, VTOLs, and battle armor or infantry are all allowed. However, a player can only bring a maximum of 2 of a specific chassis, as long as they are different variants. All units must be selected off one faction list found on the master unit list and filtered by era and faction. No unique, extinct, or Solaris 7 mechs, and don't cheese it by trying to use the general mercenary Kellhounds or Wolf Dragoons. Plan wisely, all games will be played to a maximum of 3 hours or a 15-turn limit, whichever comes first. 6 missions will be played, but will be selected randomly from the following list.
Mission 1. Probe the enemy. The map selection is 3 maps, 16 by 17. The player that wins the initial initiative gets to select their map first, therefore being able to choose their home edge. Get 1 unit across 2 map sheets. Conduct a scan from within the enemy's home map sheet. Then successfully disengage off your own home edge to return with the data. Scan requires the unit to start and end the turn within the enemy's home map and not make an attack, weapon or physical, unless the unit has an active probe. Probe-equipped units may make an attack when conducting the scan as long as the probe is still functioning. Victory conditions. The match winner is determined by who has the higher number of objective points. Objective points are earned as follows. 2 objective points for successfully completing a scan, this may only be earned once, and 1 objective point per unit that is able to successfully withdraw off the home edge after the scan has been completed. If this unit is the unit that completes the scan, that's worth an extra 2 points instead of 1. The player with the highest number of objective points wins.
Mission number 2, King of the Hill. Played on a custom 35 by 35 map, which will include a designated objective in the middle of the map. Victory conditions. The match winner is determined by who has the highest number of objective points. Objective points are earned as follows. 2 objective points for being the only player with a unit within 1 hex of the designated objective at the end of a turn. 1 objective point for each player if each side has a unit within 1 hex of the designated objective at the end of the turn. Bonus, if one of the units contesting the objective is the unit's commander, it is also worth an additional point. So in theory, if your commander's standing there alone, that's worth 3 points.
Mission 3, Domination. Map selection is 3 maps, 16 by 17. Each player will select their home map from the standard list. The player that wins their initiative gets to select their home edge map first. These objectives are in the center map. There will be 2, 1 for each player. The victory conditions, the player with the highest number of objective points wins. Objective points are earned as follows. 1 objective point for each objective controlled. Controlled is defined as which player has more units contesting the objective. At the end of the turn, 0 points if the unit count is equal between opposing players. Contesting the objective is defined as being within at least 1 hex of the objective.
Mission number 4, Capture the Flag. The map selection is 3 maps, 16 by 17. Each player will select a home edge. The player that wins the initiative will select the map first and the first objective to set up on the home maps. Objective. Protect the objective closest to your home edge while acquiring the objective furthest from your home edge. End a turn with 1 unit within 1 hex of the clearly marked objective furthest from your home edge to acquire it. Note, VTOLs must land in order to acquire the objective. The unit acquiring the objective may not make any attacks, physical or weapon, during the turn they are acquiring the objective. If the unit carrying the flag is crippled and/or destroyed, the flag is now considered dropped. The player who dropped the flag may send another unit to pick it up, with the same guidelines as the original acquisition. The flag is considered picked up at the start of the turn by the unit that starts its turn next to the objective and did not make any attacks the previous round. Victory conditions. The match winner is determined by who has the higher number of objective points. The points are earned as follows. 1 objective point for capturing the flag. 3 objective points for having a unit with the flag safely evacuate the map off the home edge. 2 objectives points for destroying the unit carrying the flag. 1 objective point for crippling the unit carrying the flag. No additional points for picking up the flag once it has been dropped. The player with the highest number of objective points wins.
Mission 5, Download the Data. This mission will be played on a pre-selected 35 by 23 custom map that will include 2 specific home bases on each edge, as well as a clearly marked center objective. Goal: to collect the data and upload it back to the home base as many times as possible. The data is collected by any unit that is within 1 hex of the center objective, or 3 hexes if the unit is equipped with a functioning active probe. The units acquiring the data may not make any attacks, physical or weapon, during the turn that they are acquiring the data. Units that have acquired the data must then return to the home corner of the map to upload it back to the base. As well, units uploading the data may not make any attacks, physical or weapon, during the turn that they are uploading the data on their home edge. Units may repeat this process as many times as possible. Victory conditions. The match winner is determined by who has the highest number of objective points. The objective points are earned as follows. 1 objective point for each successful upload of data, with 1 bonus point each time the unit completed the upload is the commander.
Mission number 6, Convoy Escort. The map selection is the standard 3 maps, 16 by 17. Each player will select their home edge. Both players will add a VIP unit to their list in the Mega Mech lobby. The VIP must be kept separate in the lobby. You cannot load them in an escorting vehicle on turn 1. The match winner is determined by who gets their VIP across the map and off of the opposing side. The match does not end when one player completes the objective, so the match may end in a tie if both players are able to get their VIPs successfully across in the 15-turn or 3-hour time limit. Or, if neither player do, it is also a tie.
Mission 7, Crush the Head, aka Kill the Enemy Commander Dead. This mission will be played on a pre-selected 34 by 24 provided map. The victory conditions: the match winner is determined by who has the higher number of objective points. Objective points are earned as follows: 2 objective points for killing the opposing commander. Killing for this mission includes any manner the commander can be destroyed in, whether by enemy fire or not. And 1 objective point per kill your commander makes. If your commander kills the opposing commander, that is worth 3 objective points. The player with the highest number of objective points wins.
Mission 8, Stand Up and Fight. Pretty much just as it sounds. The map selection is 3 maps, 16 by 17. The player that wins the initial initiative gets to choose their home 16 by 17 map. Victory conditions. Victory is given to the player with the last units still on the field. If both players still have units on the field, then the combat score, a score sheet will be provided to clearly highlight what combat score is from destroyed or crippled units and will be used to determine the winner. Once all enemy units are destroyed, 3-hour time limit or 15 turns.
Mission number 9. Break on through to the other side. This mission will be played on a pre-selected 16 by 51 map. Victory conditions: the match winner is determined by who has, obviously, the highest number of objective points. Objective points are earned as follows: 2 objective points for each unit you successfully get across the map and off the opposite edge, and 1 objective point per kill your commander makes. If your commander kills the opposing commander, that's worth 2 objective points. Once all enemy units are destroyed or evacuated off the opposing edge, or 3 hours, or 15 turns, whichever comes first, the game then ends.
Now that we have an idea about the missions, let's take a look at some of the lances that have been submitted. The first player up is DragonNoob. He brings to the field a Lu Wei Bing LN-4B with a 4/4 pilot, battle value of 2,250, coming in at 85 tons. He's also bringing a Tianzong TNZ N3 with a 3/4 pilot, 2,735 battle value at 75 tons. An Argo Terra AGT 1A with a 4/5 pilot, 1,578 battle value, coming in at 50 tons. A Shun Transport VTOL with a 4/5 pilot, coming in at 499 points, weighing in at 40 tons. A Piranha 5, 3/4 pilot, 1,494 battle value, coming in at 20 tons. And a Hawkmoth 2 gunship with a 2/3 pilot, coming in at 1,430 battle value and 25 tons.
Okay, that's awesome, but what are those? Because I'm unfamiliar with any of them.
So, a lot of these mechs are on the newer side. They are playing up to 3151 for this tournament, as was mentioned before. I'm not going to go through every mech on this, but let's pick a couple here off of each list, or at least one off of each list, and we will kind of give a rundown of what you're looking at. For me, I'm going to choose the Tianzong from this list, the 75 tonner. It comes packing stealth armor, Angel ECM, 2 light PPCs, and 2 Gauss rifles. It is a 4.6 mech, 13.5 tons of stealth armor, and packs 20 heat dissipation with 10 double heat sinks. Biggest downfall of this one that I see, I mean, aside from everybody's favorite thing of an XL engine blowing up, between the 2 Gauss rifles, he's only got 24 shots, so 12 rounds of shooting with them. Solid mech all around, but it has the potential of running out of some ammo.
Player number 2 is Forster. He has a Beowulf 14. It's a 45-ton mech. He's got a 4.4 pilot gunnery, and the mech is 1,416 battle value. He's also bringing a Charger C, an 80-ton mech with a 3.4 gunnery pilot. He's got a Hellcat, or a Hellhound 2, it's 50 tons with a 3.4 pilot. The Hammerhead, a little small 45-ton with a 4.5 pilot. He's got an Anher transport for battle armor, 30 tons with a 4.4 pilot. And he's got a squad of 5 Wraith battle armor, 5 tons with 4.3 pilots.
Clearly, looking at this, it is a Razzlehog Dominion list. I love the fact that he's got a Beowulf. It's a great scout. The Charger with all that clan tech is really going to hammer home, but you're paying for it with a 3,307 BV. I'm kind of impressed by this list. It's nice.
Player number 3 is Disco Inferno. Bringing in an Arcus, 65 tons with a 3.4 gunnery piloting. A Marauder 2C7, 85 tons with 3.4 gunnery piloting. The Coyote D, 40 tons, 3.3 gunnery piloting. And a Hover armored personnel carrier, 10 tons with a 4.5 crew.
The Arcus on that list is a neat design. It's not super late tech. It's 3061, but it is a clan mech. 2 ER large lasers, 2 medium pulse lasers, 3 streak 2s, moves 585, 13.5 tons of armor, solid little mech, and it's got 30 heat dissipation, which shouldn't be a major issue until something's right on top of you and you want to fire everything. So I think that's a nice pull on that list.
And the Oops had some extra BV left over, adding in the APC.
Yeah. The next player up is Geral Derp. He's coming in with a Marauder 9M2, 75-ton mech with a 3.4 pilot, 2,475 battle value. The Uziel 8S, 2006 battle value, 50 ton, 3.3 pilot. Karnov UR transport for battle armor, 4.3 pilot, 599 battle value. It's a little 30-ton transport. Valinix battle armor, which is a squad of 4 with 3.3 for that squad, 350 points. The Avatar OG and the Avatar OF, both 70-ton mechs, both with 3.4 pilots, 2,343 and 2,200 battle value respectively. There's a lot I like on this list. That Uziel 8S, that's a solid mech. That's the one with the improved jump jets, so it's a 588 if I remember correctly. The Marauder 9M2, that's the double heavy PPC, 2 streak 6. Solid mech. The Avatar OG, one of my favorite variants of the Avatar. That's your double gauze, 2 medium lasers. And I mean, all the avatars are pretty good. Valinix battle armor is solid as well.
All right, our next player is Jessie, one of the MRC people who have been on this show, and somebody I've spent a whole bunch of time hanging out and beating up on. And also beating up on me. It very much goes back and forth either way. Starting off, he's running a Man War Prime. It's an 80-ton clan assault mech, running a 3-4 pilot. He's running a standard Conjurer 2, 50-ton, 3-4 pilot. A Hammerhead, 45-ton. This is not the first one we've seen. Also with a 3-4 pilot. He's running a DI multi-purpose VTOL, 25-ton, 3-4 pilot. Excellent little spotter. Elemental 3 battle armor with the AP Gauze rifle. 4-4 for its skills. And a Snowfox Prime, 20 tons, super fast. He loves that mech. Also a 4-4. This Lance is built on speed and being able to get around. So there's a few of these missions that he's going to do really well on, and he's just going to try and be mobile for the whole time. I like this.
So that's the second Hammerhead we've seen, right? It's a cool little mech for sure. That Hammerhead is got AES in both of the legs, so help with that piloting skill so it doesn't fall over. Solid little medium mechs designed by Clan Seafox for basically training purposes. So that is a nice little mech. It's got a decent loadout, large pulse laser, an SRM, and a medium laser. It's nothing special, but it's fast and it's stable.
Our next player is Clint. He's bringing a Gun 20, a little 20-ton mech, 3-4 pilot. A Crusader 8L, 65 tons with a 3-4 pilot. The Marauder 6L, a 75-ton mech with a 4-5 pilot. A Shadowhawk 8L, 55 tons with a 4-5 pilot. A Hexareme HQ hovercraft, 90 tons with a 3-4 pilot. And a Main Gauche light support tank, 30 tons with a 3-4 pilot.
That Lance is chock full of stealth armor. I'm guessing this guy's representing some Capellan love. Gun 20 is one of those new mechs. Rocks a plasma rifle, a couple of air mediums, moves 5'8". Solid little, I mean, what can you say about a 20-tonner that's running around with a plasma rifle? That's dirty. Not heavily armored, but it'll do what it's meant to do. Find out those little elemental squads or whatever and roast them proper.
The next player on the list is Pirate, another friend of the show who's even, I think, been on before. He is bringing in a Sarath SRTH 10B, which is a 50-tonner, 4 gunnery, 3 piloting. An Uziel UZL-8S, 50 tons, 3-4 gunnery piloting. A Yellow Jacket gunship with an Arrow 4, 30 tons, 3-4 gunnery. I'm scared. That's why I'm glad I'm not in this tournament. A DI multi-purpose VTOL, 25 tons, 3 gunnery, 3 gunnery, 3 piloting. An Archer ARC-2RB, the Royal variant, 70 tons with 3 gunnery, 4 piloting, and an awesome AWS-9Q, 80 tons with 3 gunnery, 4 piloting.
All right, so this Lance is super awesome. Having an Arrow 4 launched VTOL running around is going to be playing havoc. Everybody loves the awesome 9Q. It's the 4 PPC monster that basically is everything an awesome ever wanted to be. The Sarath Pirate plays with so much, it's almost an auto take anytime he can. And that Uziel 8S is super fast. Again, just like Jessie, Pirate is a fast player and is going to be around the board, but also slamming you with those 20-point Arrow 4 shots. Our next player, PS239, is running that same Marauder 9M2, the Blackhawk Coup Prime. The Marauder is with a 3-4 pilot. The Blackhawk is with a 4-4 pilot. The Purifier Battle Armor is with a 4-3 piloting gunnery, or piloting anti-mech. Sorry, gunnery and then anti-mech. A Main Gauche light support tank with a 4-5. A Carronade 70-ton mech, 4-4 pilot. A Giuliano 90 tons of Doom and Gloom, 3-4 piloting gunnery on that one. I wasn't too super familiar with a lot of these, so I looked it up. The Giuliano is 3 clan ER large lasers, 3 clan ER medium lasers, and 4 Streak 6s on a inner sphere 90-ton chassis to get the BV down.
Next player is Tweezer, coming in with a Ferret Light Scout VTOL. Wow, it's a 5-ton VTOL with a 2-2 pilot for 102 points. The Thunderhawk TDK 7KMA, 4-4 pilot, 2,694 BB, 100 tons. Hunchback 7S, 50-ton mech, 4-4 pilot, 1,824 BV. Warhammer 2C5, 80-ton Warhammer, the clan version, 3-4 pilot, 2,884 battle value. The Uziel 8S, 3-4 pilot on that one as well. That's another little 50-tonner, 1,839 battle value. And a J. Edgar light hover tank with tag, 25-ton hover tank, 4-4 pilot, 653 battle value. What's really interesting about this list, everybody knows the Thunderhawk. You know, you expect 3 Gauss rifles. This particular Thunderhawk replaces one of those Gauss rifles with an Arrow 4 system. And 2 tons of ammo for it. So I'm assuming he's going to pair that with that nice little J. Edgar with the tag on it. And rain down some Arrow 4 death on some people.
Same thing with the Ferret Light Scout VTOL.
Yep.
That's why he's got such amazing gunnery piloting on it. It's going to be able to go full speed, full tilt, and just tag everything.
Yep, Tweezer put a lot of thought into this list.
And next we have Vapor. Vapor brings a Yellow Jacket gunship with Arrow 4. And it has a 4-5 pilot. A Hellspawn 10SR with a 3-4 pilot. He also brings a Dalar O with a 4-4 pilot. An Avatar OJ with a 3-4 pilot. A DI multi-purpose VTOL with a 3-4 pilot as well. And a Locust 5W2. Little small guy with 4-3 pilot.
Vapor is the guy that is going to let people know why Arrow 4 is generally not allowed in tournaments. He's got that Yellow Jacket gunship, which is one of the best bang for your bucks for putting Arrow 4 on the table. He's got the Hellspawn that's quick, he's got the DI multi-purpose VTOL that's quick, and he's got that Locust that are quick. He is going to be running around blasting on those objectives when he wants to. And the Dolor and the Avatar will be laying down some fire, hitting stuff and killing stuff. This is a solid unit, solid lance, and most of the skills are 3-4, so it's going to not suffer from most of the penalties of 4-5 standard pilots would.
Our next player goes by the name of Master. He has a Mad Cat Mark II Enhanced with a 3-4 gunnery piloting. A Grizzly 2, 70 tons, 3-4. A Night Gear B, 75 tons, 3-4. A DI multi-purpose VTOL, 25 ton, 4-5. A Hover armored personnel carrier, 4-3. And a mechanized hover platoon using LRMs, 4-3.
That Mad Cat Mark II Enhanced, that 90-tonner, that's an interesting pull. 2 large pulses, 2 LRM-10s. It's basically kitted out like a standard Mad Cat. Think of this kind of like the Mad Cat, or like the Marauder 2 version of a Mad Cat for the Marauder for the Inner Sphere. This thing goes 4.64 for a 90-tonner. That's pretty impressive, and it has enough firepower to make it a threat.
That's also the one that has the command quirk, I believe. The APC is nice because it's going to be able to get that VIP across. And in the other missions, it can move those motorized hover platoon around. Well thought out list. Our next player, Negator, is running an APC hover, this time SRMs, with a 4-5 pilot. Shadowhawk 2C11, 4-5 pilot. Madcat E, that's the ATM variant, with a 4-5 pilot. Manowar F and a Manowar T, both with 4-5 pilots. And a Warhammer 2C5, also 4-5. So he's got 4-5 pilots all the way across the board, trying to keep those BVs down by getting just standard pilots in there. But he's got some good speed in the 2 Manowars and the Madcat and the Shadowhawks. So I got a feeling he's going to be doing well on those get to a place and score. The Gargoyles may not have a lot of firepower, but man, are they cheap. 1,894 BV and 1,635.
It's the second time we've seen that Warhammer 2C5 as well. It's worth noting that thing, you expect a Warhammer to be coming at you with PPCs, but this very particular variant comes at you with 2 Hag 20s instead, and 4 heavy medium lasers, and then it has a Streak 4 in its head, and it moves 4-6, so it's no slouch either, and its outright damage potential is insane. Our next player up is Kaiser Ful. He's packing a Regent Prime, which is a 90-ton mech, 3-4 pilot, 3,217 battle value. The Havoc HVC P6, 35-ton mech, 4-4 pilot, 1,381 battle value. The Die Multipurpose VTOL, 25-ton VTOL, 4-4, 596 battle value. A Wolverine 9W2, 55-ton mech, 4-3 pilot, 1,776 battle value. The Sunder OE 3-4 pilot, 90-ton mech, 2,476 battle value. And Fenrir 2 Assault battle armor, a squad of 4, 3-4 pilots on those, 509 battle value. For anybody not familiar, the Havoc is basically an upgrade replacement for the old school Jenner. And I mean, the Regent Prime is solid, 3-5 mech. Got the LB-20X, it's got a good mix of things like an ER laser, or a couple of ER large lasers, medium pulse, case 2 equipment. Like, it is a solidly designed mech. You can't complain about it for a 90-tonner. It's got other things in there too, like SRM4, micro pulse laser, stuff like that. All around, with that pilot in there, that should be definitely be a threat. And that Havoc should be a nice pull too, nice little fast mech to get where it needs to be.
Our next player is the Northman. They bring a Maxim Heavy Hover Transport, the 3052 upgrade, 50 tons with a 4-4 pilot. A Triskelion 4V, 75 tons with a 4-5 pilot. A Cougar T, 35 tons, 4-4 pilot. The Archer C2, 70 tons, 4-5 pilot. A Grenadier 2 battle armor, a squad of 5, of 4-4 pilots. And an Ice Ferret H, 45 tons with a 4-5 pilot.
Okay, Triskelion is just bullshit. That is the first time we've seen a tripod mech, 3 legs, torso capable of doing 360 turns. It's a 2-man cockpit. I'm not super fond of these things, but it's funny to see one show up in a list.
On to our next player, we have Devian with a Demolisher Heavy Tank Arrow 4, 80 tons with a really good 2-3 gunnery piloting. Now this lance has got probably the best gunnery piloting I've seen in the entire tournament. Next up is the Crane Heavy Transport, 30 tons with a 0 gunnery, 1 piloting. Onto a Inner Sphere Standard battle armor with magnetic capabilities, 0 gunnery, 1 piloting. An urban mech, UMR60. Yeah, you heard that right. Someone brought an Urby. 30 tons, gunnery of 3, piloting of 4. A Wolverine 9R, 55 tons, 0 gunnery, 1 piloting. And a longbow 10K, 85 tons, 3 gunnery, 4 piloting. I've got lots to say on this. This is a really scary lance or group. Like, that Demolisher has got to be just firing indirect and just spray and pray. The battle armor will be really effective if they're dropped in the right area with that kind of gunnery and anti-mech skills. An urban mech, okay, it's an Urby. I'm really surprised it's so expensive at 665 BV. And the longbow, yeah, a couple of 20 pounders, LB20Xs. Is that what you said, Jeff?
Yeah, it's Ultra 20s.
Ultra 20s, yeah. So no, that's not good. Don't get close to that. Stay as far away as possible. You're better off to face the Arrow 4.
The crane and the battle armor can also spot it for the indirect too.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
With those 0 base gunners. On to our next list. Free Worlds League Guard. Running a Quasimodo, it's a 55 tonner, 4 gunnery, 3 pilot. Rifleman, 7N2. Standard 60 tons, 3 gunner, 4 pilot. A Thang Ta APC with a 4 gunner, 3 pilot. Those APCs, you want to be better on the piloting so that you can get around and not slide or crash. Awesome 9MA with a 3 gunner, 4 pilot. Havoc, we see this one again, showing up, 35 tons, 3 gunner, 4 pilot. And another Sarath, 50 tons, 4 gunnery, 3 pilot. Free Worlds League is a experienced player. He's got a lot of speed going on, but he's also got a couple of mechs that can really just pound things when it needs to. Definitely going to see what's going on in this lance, but that 8PC is definitely if that VIP mission comes up.
Next up, we have Player Inept. Sporting a Battlemaster 6C with a 3-4 pilot, coming in at 2,055 battle value. The Sarath again, 10B, 3-2 pilot, 2,227 battle value. Longinus C battle armor. This is the Longinus pack in the PPC. It's a squad of 4, 3-2 pilots in those, 326 points. Vulture Mark IV, or the Mad Dog Mark IV, variant D. 60-ton mech, 2-3 pilot, 3,941. The Venom 9KC, 35-tonner, 3-4 pilot, 1,239 battle value. And Martin Scout VTOL, 15-ton VTOL, 4-4 pilot, 197 points. Now, we've seen the Sarath come up a couple times now. That is an interesting mech that, for somebody who enjoys seeing quads on the table, that is a 50-ton quad mech. And it's a 5.8, or with mask, I believe it is. That makes it a 5.8-10. What's really neat about it is it has a battle mech turret. And in that turret is 2 medium lasers, a plasma rifle, and 4 ER flamers. That mech is all about putting out the heat or roasting infantry squads or taking out all the tanks and stuff that are ICE engines. That mech will be a beast on the field, especially with that 3-2 pilot.
Our next player is Varghest. They bring a Shadowcat Prime, 45 tons with a 4-4 pilot. A Cauldron-born D, 65 tons, also a 4-4 pilot. A Stormcrow C, 55 tons, 4-4 pilot. The Kingfisher T, 90 tons, also 4-4 pilot. And a Heavy Hover APC, 20 tons, 4-4 pilot.
Walk me through this, Bret.
Okay, so the Ryokan C is the large pulse to medium pulse LB10 that Darren ran. The Cauldron-born D should give you flashback nightmares about me molesting you. And a Shadowhawk Prime is 696 with mask, just a standard medium mech. This is a lot of speed and a lot of standard, well-designed clan omnis to just punch through.
Excellent. I knew very little about them other than the Shadowcat Prime. Cauldron-born, that's a good mech. I don't remember you beating on me with one. But yeah.
That's how I killed your Battlemaster.
Oh, was it a Cauldron-born that did that?
It was a Cauldron-born that did that.
I had hardened armor, and he just targeted the left torso until it fell off, and I was like, well, that's not fair. So,
and it was the right torso, because that attached to the right arm where you had your primary weapon.
Yeah. Sorry, left side of the map board from where I'm looking at it. Moving on to the next player, we have Soul Roth, bringing a Jupiter 4. I think it's one of the first 100-tonners we've seen. 3 gunnery, 4 piloting. A Pouncer T, 40-tonner, 3 gunnery, 4 piloting. A Santavit infantry fighting vehicle, 35 tons, 4-5. Uller, or other people know it as the Kit Fox H. It's got to be heavy lasers in that. 30 tons, 3-4. And a Battle Cobra G, 40 tons, 4-5 gunnery piloting.
Soul Roth is another clan Jade Falcon player. I've hung out with him a bit and talked with him a bit. The Jupiter 4 is there to point and click and delete something. 100 tons with a basically 4K battle value. It is just there to murder. The Pouncer, the Sandavit, the Uller, and the Battle Cobra are all fast. They're going to be moving around, getting objectives, while the Jupiter just slaps things off the board.
And that Jupiter slaps things off the board in style. 2 ERPPCs, 2 LRM-15s, 2 SRM-4 streaks, and the heat to basically sit there and fire it all. Max heat is 46, dissipation is 42, max armor for a 100-tonner. This is everything you want in a 100-tonner, and in style. And on top of that, if you've ever seen the mech is a beautiful, beautiful mech. It's well designed.
Thundercats ho! On to our next player, Genie Beanie, running a Supernova 5 with a 3-4 gunnery, a Atlas -C 3 with a 4-5 pilot. That same Uziel we've seen a whole bunch of times with a 4-5 pilot, Piranha 5, 4-5 pilot, again with the multi-purpose VTOL 3-4 pilot, and a mechanized wheeled platoon so they can infantry seek with only 52 BV. This is a lance that is... Actually, I'm not going to comment on that. I will let somebody else do that.
Well, let's talk about that Atlas C3. That's the elephant in the room here. That's a Gauss rifle, 2 ER large lasers, and an Arrow 4 system. Crammed into an Atlas. That thing is... that's nasty.
And yet it's not the highest BV mech of the Lance.
No, it's not. That goes to the Supernova 5, and that it's a Supernova. It's going to have heat issues.
Now we've gone through the tournament, the rules, the missions, and the lists. Let's pick some totally not random winners. I'm going to go first, since I know some of the players, having just played against them in the Takiad Invasion reenactment tournament ran by Deviant. I kind of want to vote for Deviant, but I can't put my money on anybody who fields an urban mech. Sorry, dude. Your fault. Same with Free Worlds League Guard. Rifleman equals a no vote for me. With that, I'm going to settle down and put my money on Tweezer for winning this thing all around.
Well, I can't say I'm going to be as detailed as Bret. Most of what I know about the lances or groups is exactly what we just talked about and the breakdown. I'm going to go with my favorite name though. Genie Beanie got my vote.
Bret, the fact that you won't vote for somebody with a what you consider subpar mech, I can't stand the urban mech either, but I did run a Jaeger mech in League and you didn't like that. I am going to go with Deviant because the gunnery piloting is just amazing on the Lance. Being able to hit is as important as how much damage you're doing. and he's just not going to miss much. I don't know what he's going to use that urban mech for. I guess maybe as a backstop to stop people from
Initiative sync.
Yep, and to stop people from leaving his side of the board. He's got a 0 gunnery.
It'll defend those home objectives pretty well.
Exactly. You want to get there, you're going to take a couple of 10-point shots.
20.
Yeah,
it's the AC 20 version.
Oh, right, AC 20. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's good. It's ugly. All right, so yeah, I'm going with Deviant.
Tweezer was my first pick as well, but I'm not going to call the same thing that Bret is. I do really like his list with the Thunderhawk, just because it's a nice pull for sure. But I think Inept. I like his lance as well, and I think it's got a very good chance of doing what you want it to do. In all honesty, so I'm gonna call for Inept on this one. I think this is his to win.
Well, after filling everybody's heads with all of that huge information, I'm ready for bed, because that's a lot for me to take in. So, but I wish everybody good luck in the tournament. Hope everything goes the way you want it to go.
Lots of interesting picks in those tournament players lists. I'm sure they're going to have tons of fun. It should be entertaining to see how it all shakes out in the end. Best of luck to everybody participating, and if you haven't already signed up for the MRC, it's a good way to get those games in.
Yeah, I really like this. It's a nice way to get in lots of games. These MRC tournaments tend to be objective based, so it's not just show up, smash and bash and have a good time. And it's a pretty big community that's growing. So I'm really glad they reached out to us to try and get a special episode in. It's already started, so some of the results from round 1 are already done. But good luck to everybody that's playing.
Yeah, I want to iterate what you were saying there. Right, thank you, MRC, for asking us to do this. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Everybody else, I guess Bret didn't want last word, so I'll take it. Night.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell, everybody.
I knew you were going to jump in.